Hello. Welcome back to my channel, Jennifer K. Art. Unless you're new here, hi, welcome. Have a chill art time with me today. On this channel, I like to share my art processes, tips, tricks, and creative inspiration. I'm into intuitive painting, collage, mixed media, crafting junk journals, glue books, etc. For this video, it is about how and my process of using my cards to do a different type of intuitive painting. Last time it was more of a free-flowing situation, and in this process, it is pulling cards and then letting the message and ideas come. Once I took in what the cards are trying to tell me, I let it marinate, and I'll show you the drawing I came up with and then go through the process of putting that on the canvas. I like to write down my question because, well, that's just how I like to do it, and I'll take notes on each card. This whole process helps me learn, and I really love these decks, and I also like writing. They go hand in hand. Using my cards is also one of my muses, something that helps me think outside the box to access my imagination and subconscious for inspiration. A bonus is they help me with my relationship to my inner world self and intuition. In this video, I brought in my Salvador Dali Tarot to go with the Color Swatches deck, and they did not disappoint, but they never do. Sometimes they roast me though, always in the best way, and we should be open to course correction if shown a blind spot or energy that we should be aware of that may not be in alignment with our truth. However, this mixture of cards felt mostly uplifting with only slight roasting. It acknowledges the magic within transformation and transmutation. For me, I feel like transforming is the symptom of the transmutation process. And collectively, we are transforming because many of us are transmuting traumas and the like. It is a beautiful thing for the human species to evolve energetically. With the color swatches, numbers 9, 11, and 19 were on the cards, which immediately sticks out to me as 9s is the bookends to the 111, and 111 is a reminder that we create our own realities, and the 9s are like a completion energy. These numbers indicate a significant chapter closing and preparing a new path forward. In confirmation, you are guided and supported. And the swatches are showing the Solar Plexus cards with the solar symbol on the Dali Magician card too. A lot of solar activity could be contributing to the collective growth, especially right now. There was a solar card on the bottom and one on the top if I had flipped that card too. So for me, the cards may be calling for a balance in that area. If you've ever heard of the human design, I'm a splenic projector, so I naturally operate on instinct and intuition, and the solar area of that design is undefined for all the projectors, meaning we do not generate a consistent emotional wave internally, and instead amplify and receive emotions from the environment and others. Human design is very interesting. If you may want to check it out and see what type you are. It's based on astrology. You can search human design chart or calculator. Some of these sites will want to charge you to go more in depth, but if you get the whole chart, you can start your own research on that, on all that stuff, just like a regular astro chart. So these cards call attention to what needs balanced and or what is changing in either case. I'm going to put more information in the description about the swatches specifically from the guidebook. The Magician with the world at the bottom and the swatches, it's all giving you have the ability to create and realize the manifestation of your desires. The book for the Dali card says, use your imagination, creativity, and communication skills. Make your very own contribution. So the question I had wrote down was a general one. Well, it was one for me, but I feel it's one that many may be asking right now, which was, what energy do I need to be aware of at this time to guide me to fulfillment? The answer is check in with the solar plexus area, balance and ground, because there's Earth and Taurus energy coming off the world card on the bottom of the deck. Ground the ideas and yourself, but know your throat area and communication literally call in your reality. The Magician is a reminder of that. You need to be aware that you are the magician. If you are even still listening to this, you already have this feeling rising up within you. Maybe see more synchronicities, experience coincidences, which are really co-incidences that are co-created. You are creating with your higher self and inner being in the universe. It's the same. I wasn't going to go this far into the reading part because I was thinking I may talk more about the painting process too. However, it all fits. And the drawing that I came up with after digesting this set of cards has symbols for transformation. The Emperor and Empress together as in our masculine and inner feminine, and my tarot birth cards are the Emperor and the Death card. And I'm no stranger to big changes, death and rebirth of the self, all with the soul's goal of evolution. Does it always feel good? No. But it gifts me with wisdom and strength to process and transmute heavy energies that have been carried through the generations for a long time. The character is naked because for me, sharing my voice and my art feels like I'm stripped naked, but she's relaxing into the transmutation process and reclaiming her crown and throne. A lot of the imagery in Dolly's cards are about working with your imagination and operating outside of the framework. So you see her feet and the magician's table outside of the frame. The butterfly is about death and rebirth. It feels like dying in my current grief process, yet it also feels like clearing and recalibration. Even though this painting was more planned, I am staying loose, trusting the process and going with the flow. And I'm in this, what the TikTokers would call cringe phase, where I'm figuring out the direction I really want to go on this channel. I'm just interested in different kinds of art activities that I don't want to limit myself. I want to explore, and I don't want to be, stuffed into one niche or anything. And I don't think anyone should limit themselves, especially when it comes to creativity. This isn't just a hobby. Art is my medicine, and science proves doing creative things helps the mind and the body. So if you're still watching this, I challenge you to do something fun and creative every day for a week. For example, you can set aside 10 to 15 minutes, it's low pressure activity, to color in a coloring book or make a quick watercolor page. Which, that reminds me, you can make your own reverse coloring pages with watercolors too. You just blot down some colors and go back with a pen and marker and draw on top of that. I'm outside. I'm testing the sound out. It's kind of windy, but the dog wanted to come out, so here we are. I encourage you to share in the comments what sparks your creative flow, or how do you find ways to create when you aren't feeling very motivated. Sometimes we don't have anything, and that's why I challenged you to set aside time and do it for a few minutes. Scribble, doodle, slap paint around, write poetry or music, make jewelry, a creative date with just yourself and your creation process, because it's your magic and your medicine. So the drawing was transferred, and I didn't overthink this too much. I decided quickly I wanted to mix up colors to get the brown, the brown color that I had pictured in my mind for the frame. And from there I would add and subtract other colors to complete the table. There's no exact ratio. I just started with a little red, a little green, and then I'd add incrementally a little bit of blue and yellow until I got the brown I was looking for. My hands were a little extra shaky when I went to paint the frame, but you'll see it turned out all right. You'll see throughout the process that I tried to add some like fiery sun colors to give that energy that I was getting off the cards. So now you can tell these are the elements of the Emperor's throne, but then I have the Empress symbol up there. And I realized this is the first time I've ever drawn or painted a butterfly. So that was neat. The top side of this table I painted black because black represents like the great cosmic womb, the great unmanifest, the nothingness, the void, where all manifested potential lies, but it is empty. It's like a black hole almost, but that's where all manifestations start. So that's kind of what that is representing. Later on, off camera, I went back over the throne. Like I kind of gave it this neutral color you see, but I went back over it with yellow, which you're going to see in just a moment. And it sounded more fun for me to use my paint markers. Usually these butterflies have more of like a golden amber type of color, but like I said, I'm going for that pop of sun energy, that solar activity that's kind of activating. On the Swatches cards, there was the Self-Esteem Solar Plexus card, the Confidence Solar, and then there was the blue Self-Expression one, which was from the throat. And there was also like this bright blue and the Magician card behind Dolly. So that's why, I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's why I picked such a saturated blue sky to be the background. I had some skin colors left over from one of my recent paintings, so that's what I'm going to use here to fill in the figure. Okay, this one is about complete. Just a reminder to like and subscribe if you like the vibe, and remember to be kind to yourself out there, and I'll see you next time.